Hello and a warm welcome to this Headlines Today special broadcast being brought to you tonight from Bangalore, a city that's been seething with rage after the horrific rape of a 6-year-old girl. Today, while the chairman of the institute where she studied was arrested, we also saw the school management come and try and apportion a part of the blame on the parents, saying that she was a special needs child, she had a special teacher assigned to her, asking questions about where that teacher is and why she isn't being questioned. The Chief Minister of Karnataka, who came in for much criticism, has come out all guns blazing, saying indemnity bonds will be banned, action will be taken against school management to try and ensure that such a thing does not happen. Joining us in Bangalore, we've got citizens of Bangalore who've been very concerned, very angry about what's happening. We've also got three guests I wish to introduce, beginning with KJ George. He's the Home Minister of Karnataka. We've got Mr. Mohanty, who's the Additional Commissioner of Police. We've got Abhishek Goyal, who's the DCP, all looking at this case very, very seriously. We've got the people of Bangalore who've been very concerned, very angry about what's been happening. They will be asking questions to our guests. And I want to start with this lady who represents BPAC. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm from Durga. It's a citizens' initiative enabling women to have basic skills to be able to handle crime themselves or not be victim to crime by these skills themselves. My question to you is, we've been hearing about this situation and a lot of redressal measures being asked, not just in Karnataka, but it has become a national issue. What would you think is that first step you would take or want to take so we don't see the next 6-year-old or 5-year-old in this situation?
Let the Home Minister answer that question, Mr. George.
It was a very unfortunate incident that has taken place. We are all concerned about it. We must try to prevent these type of things to repeat. But as all of you are aware, all of you have come together and we have to take steps. Parents, teachers, management, our police and all the society. You know what happens when these type of things comes? We all make a very big the thing, but we should continue with the things and we will prevent it. Karnataka government has taken many steps. First of all, we are going to, what I promised in the council and the Chief Minister promised in the assembly. We wanted to constitute one expert committee under the chairmanship of a able legal person as well as a background of political. And also we wanted to take representatives from the NGOs and also from MLAs and MLCs, because they are also very vocal against these type of things happening. This committee will be formed within 2 or 3
What will the committee do? What will it achieve?
That committee will go and maybe touring the things, they will this interaction with the parents, the interaction with the cross society, and they will suggest us what best we can do, because more people should be involved and we have to find out a solution, because everybody knows these things should not be happening. What better way we have to prevent it? That's we have to think. That's what we are trying to do. The second thing is what is the thing? We have to identify these people, these accused, and we have to see that the government has taken very severe actions. And we wanted to see these people should be punished, and this punishment should come as early as possible. That's why we constitute 10 special courts already. Our law minister went to the Chief Justice and requested to put special judges for these trials, so that if we get trials early and the judgment pronounced, at least that fear of this thing will come. And from the city and the state, we are taking many measures to educate the people, and especially from the colleges and schools. The Chief Minister recently convened a meeting, all concerned departments, senior officers, and he had given already directions. And our education ministers met the parents and taken the suggestions. We wanted to give a guidelines to the entire schools. What are the steps they have to take to prevent these type of things?
Okay, while the government is talking about strict action, the school management today fielded PR representatives who came out and said that questions must be asked of the maid, the special neat student, had Naya assigned to her. Where was the maid? Asked the school management. Is this an attempt to try and deflect their part of the blame by asking questions of a maid who'd been assigned by the parents? This lady was apparently picked by the parents, and the school management wanted to know, why is the school being targeted and why is no action being taken against the maid whose responsibility it was to guard the student at all times?
In the dock for negligence and for trying to hush up the rape of a 6-year-old student, the Bangalore school has now blamed the child's parents. In a desperate attempt to save face, the elite school's PRO has added a fresh twist to the case. He alleges that the child was under the care of a shadow teacher who had been appointed by the parents themselves.
We are not saying that because the child is differently abled that there is any problem. All we are trying to show is that because she is differently abled, as part of the school policy, a shadow teacher who is supposed to accompany the child every moment of the day, attend her classes, take her to SPA, take her to the urinal, take her for lunch, fully within the service of the child, appointed by the parents. Nobody seems to be questioning that shadow teacher. That was our only question.
The PRO's allegations have raised new questions. Who is this mystery shadow teacher? Where is this shadow teacher? Is the police looking for her? Why hasn't she been grilled yet? Where was she during the crime? That's not all. The school also claims that the 6-year-old girl is differently abled, a claim denied by the state government.
The truth of the matter is that the child is a special needs child. She suffers from an affliction called ADHD. This is a recorded thing, and please understand, don't penalize us for the good that we are doing. We are one of the few schools in the country that actually believes in inclusive education. We allow these differently abled children to come and study in the school. We provide them with the opportunity of education which other schools deprive them of.
Is the school PRO's latest claim about a shadow teacher genuine, or is it a desperate attempt to mislead the investigations? With Rohini Swami in Bangalore, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
I want to focus for a moment with you, Mr. Mohanty, as someone who's been looking at this case very carefully. Explain to our viewers why, the second accused hasn't yet been arrested. Everyone's wondering, if there is a second accused, why hasn't he been picked up by your police? And what do you make of this new tactic by the school to try and raise questions of the special maid who'd been assigned by the parents? They're saying, why are you not taking action against her? They want to know.
Okay. Coming to the question of the school first, the school management. This may perhaps be a diversionary tactics by them. We are closely looking at the activities of the school management, and we have been giving adequate attention, as is evident from the fact that we have arrested the head of the school management, that is Rastam Khirawala. We are also looking at the actions and the acts of omission and commission by other school staff. Where was the class teacher? Who was the person who took the baby to the counselor or doctor? Was there anybody? Was there somebody who carried her? Why was the matter not reported? So these are some of the questions which we are answering to investigation. Now, investigation into such cases is very sensitive. These cases are sensitive. The way we handle witnesses has to be in accordance. The investigating officer will go into the details of the case as far as is possible to be enunciated.
What is the case that you're building against the management of the school? The chairman says he's not liable because he wasn't even there. He was in Mumbai. He didn't even know about it till the time the police told him that such an incident had happened at his premises. Is this true, or is the management lying through their teeth?
These are early days in investigation. There will be points of defense by all the accused or all the people who are involved in this case. So we have to look at those as well, and we have to look at the points of evidence that are there with us while we are investigating the case. And we'll look at both sides and come out with a balanced opinion. Investigation is being conducted with great thoroughness and meticulousness. A senior officer, Abhishek, has been assigned to that. Everything and every point that needs to be looked at is
So Abhishek, why don't you explain to our viewers, because this one case is now being tracked all across the country and even internationally it's making headlines. And people are wondering, about the culpability of the school management, because the school management made parents sign bonds saying that whatever happens in the school is not their responsibility at all. To what extent do you think the school management is prima facie found culpable in this case?
See, in starting, I would like to first tell you about what are the basic hurdles which are there in the investigation of such a case. The victim is a very, very small child. She's undergone the trauma of sexual assault. It has happened over a period of time, and at some date which is prior to the date when she told the mother. So even for a normal human being who's an adult, it is sometimes difficult to recall what happened to him a week back or 10 days back. So for a child of that age, undergoing that trauma and not being able to comprehend what is happening to her and not being able to tell that freely to her mother, obviously, so whatever she has told the mother, there can always be a little bit of haziness in what she tells regarding the date, time, place, and even the exact act which has been committed with the child. So that is going to be pretty natural in which will be such kind of haziness would be there in every such case. So we have to approach the case in a very, very meticulous and way. We can't leave any kind of time and the frame which if the child says that something happened on a particular day or a particular time, it is not that we just go on that particular day and time and place and simply decide, okay, it has happened on that day or it has not happened.
But one of the actions for which the Bangalore police came in for a lot of criticism was the decision of the investigating officers to take the child back to the site of crime. Now you can do that with an adult, but with a child who's already traumatized, all mental health psychologists say the last thing the police should be doing is trying to make that child revisit that horror. She's already damaged, and you make permanent her damage through such actions, Mr. Abhishek.
See, as far as I know, and as far as the complaint given by the mother, after the incident, the child has attended the school on many days. It is very important for us to identify the location where the offense has happened. It could be the child has told about a dark room. Now, any room can be made into a dark room by switching off the lights. So, the purpose of taking the child is basically to identify the place by the investigation team, that where the place is, where it could be, on which floor it could be. It's a big campus, and the child has gone with the mother. She's not gone alone, and she has gone with in the care of her mother and along with lady officer.
Is the child even in a position to be able to do these things? She's already so traumatized, and then you're making her revisit her trauma.
See, no, we're not making her revisit the trauma. She was only taken to point towards the room where which she is claiming to be the dark room. Anyway, we cannot be discussing exact details of what the investigation is. What I'm trying to suggest you is, it's a complex case, and all cases involving children who are not able to comprehend exactly what has happened, when it has happened, there's going to be a certain amount of haziness. So we have to look at a broader picture, we have to look at a broader time frame. We have to give the benefit of doubt to the child that she could have mistaken room X for room Y, date 1 for date 2, she could have mistaken person X for person Y. So we are going to go in a very systematic way and not going to simply go by what the initial statement for the child is. We are also taking the help of various psychologists, from the experts, consultants who are going to work with the child. It is not that the policemen are working with the child directly. We are not dealing with the child directly. We are not talking to the child directly, keeping the sensitivity involved, keeping her mental state of mind involved.
Okay.
So we are trying to take the help of professionals in trying to cull out any possible information from the child without disturbing the mental status of the child.
The Bangalore police is saying it is serious in its intent and will prosecute all those responsible for what happened to that young kid. The big action they took was arresting Rustam Kerawala, the chairman of the institute where this young child studied. The school, of course, is crying blue murder. They're saying that they've got more than 5,000 children under their care. They've got 20 branches all over the country. Something like this has never happened. But the police believe that the institute tried to brush this matter under the carpet, tried to hide details from the investigating authorities, and under the Juvenile Justice Act, under the new POXCO Act, the chairman has been booked. Our Bangalore bureau files this story.
The news is finally tightening around Bangalore's School of Horror. The school's chairman, Rustam Kerawala, has been arrested. He was caught in Daman and has been booked under Section 23 of the Juvenile Justice Act, Section 21 of Prevention of Children from Sexual Offences Act, and Section 201 of the IPC. The school chairman has been arrested for delay in reporting the crime, hiding information and failing to take safe custody of the child.
This investigation is being handled by a senior level officer of the rank of Deputy Commissioner of Police of Crime in charge of Bangalore City. He is personally on the job. There's a whole team working on it. And all that I can say is that Bangalore City Police is an efficient police, and it will crack the case, it will bring the culprits to justice.
My client has not taken any steps to destroy the evidence. As a matter of fact, he was here on 15th, and since then he has been cooperating. I don't think that he was even aware of such incident earlier.
Meanwhile, political protests continue against the school management and the state government. Members of the ABVP continued the agitation, while NSUI activists held an awareness rally in Bangalore.
Yes.
Jolted by the outrage over his comments about the rape of a 6-year-old not being important, Chief Minister K. Siddaramaiah too has finally promised action. In an exclusive interview to Headlines Today, the Chief Minister said that he would make background checks in all schools compulsory.
We already issued the guidelines to all the schools, both government schools and also private management.
It has taken 20 days for the cops to arrest the school's chairman and 20 days for the state chief minister to initiate stricter norms for schools. Norms that should have been in place earlier. Norms that could have prevented the horror and the trauma that a 6-year-old child will have to live with for life. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
The Bengaluru police saying it will act and act decisively, but I want to ask the people over here, starting with you, Mr. Chingappa, what do you make of what the establishment is telling you so far? As a citizen, are you reassured? Are you still very concerned?
Well, good evening. My name is Professor Chengappa. All I want to ask is, what is the clarity of responsibility of the various stakeholders, namely the education department, the school managements, the parents, the transporters and the parents in terms of the safety and security of children? There tends to be an overlap and there's a lot of ambiguity here. Who is responsible? So I'd like some response to that from the Honorable Minister.
First of all, the school management and the staff is to take care of these children, they come to school. Second thing is, something has happened. We cannot find fault with them, but they have to immediately report to the parents, as well as to the, if there is any criminal activity that has taken place, they should report to the police station. Then things would have been easy. Here, the things has taken place on 2nd, as per the complaint. And the real complaint is coming to the police station on 14th, 12 days. There we are very much worried. These 12 days, what this management was doing, whether the teachers and all this sort of thing. After we are getting the complaint, immediately we acted. Our police, I have to congratulate our people, police. They acted. The first accused has been arrested. There's a question, why you are going against the management? Because management has they neglected their duties. And their responsibility is to safeguard their students, whether they are taken a bond or not, that is not the thing. Their responsibility to give enough security and to see that the children should be, when they reach the school, they should go back with security.
Okay, we'll take a question from this gentleman here.
Good evening to the panel. Since the panel consists of legislature as well as the executive of Karnataka, the top legislature and executive, my questions are very pointed and very specific. In Karnataka between 2011 and 2013, the rape cases went up from less than 100 to more than 270 and the convictions rates have dropped. So my question is very simple. Is the government seriously considering the stringent actions against invoked in the POCSO law to be implemented on the accused? And as a legislature and the executive, law and order being a state subject, are the citizens of Karnataka, are the citizens of Bangalore. Can this panel give an assurance to the citizens of Bangalore that there will be a sharp decline in these kinds of issues? Because this is your jurisdiction. You need to give us an assurance to the common man of Bangalore that yes, these kind of crimes are going to come down. The graph is going to come down. Can you give us a guarantee?
Mr. George.
You must understand what happened. After this Nirbhaya case, which happened in Delhi, there is a lot of publicity and awareness among the people. Thanks to the media and a lot of organizations, they come forward. Earlier, people never used to come forward and file complaints. Nowadays, and they are coming forward. And we also told the first meeting of our senior officers, I myself and the Chief Minister, we told every case should be registered, investigated. That's why we are not sending anybody back. We are Unfortunately, this incident should not take place. But
so you are suggesting that this has got to do with the fact that you're reporting, you're accepting more cases. Let me ask people here, do you feel safer in Bangalore now than earlier, or do you think the law and order situation is deteriorating? How many think the law and order situation is worse than earlier? How many feel that law and order situation is worse? So you are suggesting that it's just people reporting these cases and you filing these cases. People actually feel that the situation in Bangalore, sir, is going down the drain. This used to be a very safe place for people to be. It's almost becoming like the other metros of the country, which is very, very disturbing, sir.
You know, we have to go back to the statistics. They may feel, because nowadays, as I told you, the cases are highlighted in the TV. Media has taken up very seriously. I welcome it. But always this type of crimes were there. You can take it was 600.
Why are people feeling more vulnerable and insecure than before?
Yes, I will tell you one thing. I don't think that people are insecure, but people are insecure because of recent days. These things are happening. Anybody feel tomorrow there will be more incident may happen. That may be the thing. You may be, but
so that young lady doesn't agree with you. She wants to come in.
Good evening. With continuing with the question that was posed by the fellow man, I would like to ask, what confidence has the government entrusted to the people or to the society? Because especially when our beloved Chief Minister states the press saying, don't you guys have a better matter apart from reporting from rapes and other stuff? We've totally lost our confidence. It's completely dropped down. We have no hope on the government nor with the working committees. Very sorry to say that, but trust me, when the media has been promoting a lot of things about Nirbhaya and other things, we have also been very open in coming up and saying we are totally broken down into pieces and we have no confidence in the government. That's my opinion. I'm very sure majority of the people here agree to my words. Thank you.
See, our Chief Minister might have morning.
Yes.
He might have spoke to Rahul about this thing. He might have come openly and all. What happened, he must have explained. See, he has taken these things very seriously. And for your information, we are having everyday meeting. We had a senior officers meeting. And you know, the legislature is on. And both houses, the assembly and the council, there was a discussion hours together. Every point was raised. And from a government side, I myself replied, Chief Minister replied, and whatever suggestions came from the opposition and all. Only our request, we are very firm. We wanted the guilty as be punished. Unfortunately, the things are happening. We have to isolate the person who are all involved. We have to see that the society has to be, boycott those people, and this punishment should be, we'll get the punishment, maximum punishment, stringent punishment to these people. That's what our thing. Now, the things are happening. We are all one. See, I also got a mother. She brought me up with a very disciplined way. I also got sisters. I got my wife. I got my daughter. Likewise, everybody is worried of the thing about their family. The same way we are worried about the children, whether it's these children or that. They're all our children. That's when we also have the feeling what happened, unfortunate. But now we have to find solutions. We have to come forward with the suggestions. But unfortunately, what is happening? One section, Even the parents are not, I'm not blaming her. The political parties, they speak something in the assembly, we welcome it, but outside, they wanted to politicalize it. Please, I request them not to politicalize it. Come forward, we will sit, we will sort out.
Now, I think all parents here are of the view that there must be no politics over what's happening. Make our schools safe. That's the hashtag headlines today has been using, and the idea really is to ensure that this anger is funneled in a way that there is action on the ground. You spoke about the interview we did with the Chief Minister. We'll play that out for our viewers when we come back on the other side of a very quick break. You're watching a town hall show being brought to you from Bangalore. We've got the additional CP, the TCP, and the Home Minister answering questions of very concerned, very worried, very anxious.